Norma not to put it on the agenda for that
I did not ask
Monday,
Norma
the
not to
18th.
put Kate on the
Now,
agenda.
are you aware that our city secretary already signed him up for a class as an associate judge for training?
No, I'm not.
But how
No,
can
I'm
that
not.
have happened if we had tabled all that?
Who tabled it?
We did, we voted on it too.
Voted on what, sir?
On not getting an associate for right now because we already had one.
No,
We already had our judge.
no. What Councilman Martinez
It's in
wanted to
the-
do, and I have the
I'm
letter.
sorry, but we tabled this
No,
and we need to table it again and discuss this
on,
with Chris. Because Chris has
no,
a,
we will be taking care of this now.
okay, then
This
let's
has
just vote
been
on it right
going
now.
on since when Judge Diaz resigned back in 2019. And I will read you that email, the intentions that Councilman Martinez wanted to do. He sent out an email when we were preparing this agenda, because the way the agenda do, I review it. I have special counsel also to review if in case the wording needs to be corrected, the lineup. That's how it's done. And once it's done, not unless you'll have an amendment, but there wasn't, it stands. But back on, Norma had sent an email stating to special counsel, Alderman Martinez wants to put him on agenda, which is Mr. Beam, for February the 1st as a demotion to alternate judge and have Judge Diaz move to presiding judge and take his current position. Odilia, myself, has spoken with Mr. Kubitschek, and he recommends termination of contract. Would you be able to accommodate the request? When all this happened, I consulted with special counsel to terminate Judge Beam was not the right thing to do because it would not be right. It needs to, you need to have notified Judge Beam that he was going to be terminated, which he wasn't. Either he had to resign and the only solution was to do this no confidence resolution.
Okay.
So I'm just,
I'm going to jump in here, Councilman Martinez, if I can, just to give you legal, and then I'm going to back out of this
okay.
conversation. All right. So right now, y'all don't have an open position for presiding judge because Judge Beam, is still in that position. So one of three things has to happen. He either needs to resign the position or give up the position. 2, the council has to vote on a no confidence resolution and remove him from office. Or 3, there is a state law petition process that's governed by local government code to remove a city official from office. One of those things has to happen in order for there to be a position open discussing appointment of a judge. And so it sounds like the city attorney has reached out to Mr. Beam to try to see, what's going on, what the scenario is. But until such time as that position is open, there isn't anybody to appoint into the position of presiding judge, which I think is the point that we're trying to get to is we don't have an opening. So why are we, we need to figure out what's going to go on with Judge.
Right. Totally agree.
I'm going to go back off the screen.
And now
We have not voted on that at
Now
all.
we know that, but let me clarify one thing. Going back to figures to $1,200 that you keep mentioning, Cordelia. I never promised Judge Karen $1,200. I never put it in writing. I never said anything. This is what I said. I asked her if she was if she would consider to come back as a judge for the city of Gregory. She said yes, but she said she would. The reason why she resigned because when she was a presiding judge, she asked for $1,200, and the mayor, the council, nobody agreed to it, so she quit. I said, well, those $1,200 I can't promise you, but that's up to the council. And if the council comes back with saying that they will give you $1,200, then we'll put you as a presiding judge. Those were the words. I never said, hey, we're gonna give you $200 as when you come in. No.
Okay, can I come in now, please?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I talked to Judge Diaz, and she said she was asking the 1,200. Okay, on those figures that Odilia has, she had sent an email to Bill Roberts asking him about the amendment. I mean, about how much money was needed, how much money was budgeted on on the municipal judge, okay? In looking back, I based it on the 1,200 that she said, okay? So if I based it on the 1,200, I looked at it, we have 8 months left in our fiscal year, okay? We're already up into 4 months, so we have 8 months left. So I calculated, and Bill is the one that sent the letter to her, but I calculated within 12 months, I mean, the 8 months that we had left, paying at $1,200 a month, the budget amount would be $9,600. We already have budgeted $9,600 for municipal judge, okay? Off of those $9,600, $600 have already been paid to Judge Beam, which leaves us $9,000 left in the budget. Okay, so now if you bring in an associate judge, I based it on 600, that's on the contract, okay? That's what we would pay, that's what we were originally paying, that's what the contract has always said, $600. So I based the 600 times the 8 months left in the fiscal year. That gave us an X amount of dollars. I don't have the figures with me right now, okay? In the long run, within the 12 months, I mean, the 8 months that are left into the fiscal year, at the end of the fiscal year, we would only have to bring up or make an adjustment for a judge at 1,200, an associate judge at 600 a month, 5,400. That's the amount that the budget would have to be amended. Those are the figures that she has, because that's what I told Bill, and Bill and I, we sat down and we discussed it. This is what it is. Okay, in the end product, if you have a municipal judge at 1,200 a month, an associate judge at $600 a month, I said that should cover. When we amend, we will be amending and adding into that budget 5,400. Those are the numbers. Now, if you look at the contracts I entered with the agendas, the dollar amount is blank for the simple reason that you people have to negotiate what it is that you're going to be paying the associate and what it is that you're going to pay the presiding.
And it
I did not put no set amount of money in there. And the figures that I'm basing on the figures that I had, okay? That's on for the amendment. We know we have to amend the budget. That's a budget that, I mean, we're over on some places, we'll be low on some places. So when it comes to amending the budget, we'll just move 5,400 to complete the cost.
And it all depends on what we negotiate. Nothing's been negotiated.
That's why I left the contracts blank, okay?
Exactly.
There's no dollar amount set in there.
Now, where do you get this, Mayor Pro Tem Reyes? Where do you get off by asking Mr. Garza not to amend the budget? He's not approved to amend the budget. It's only you, myself, Councilman Lopez, and Councilman Flores.
And that's what I'm going to be asking at the very
Nobody else
end.
can amend the budget.
At the very end, that's because apparently when a workshop has to be scheduled for us to amend it. We as a council need to approve it.
Right, and like I told you before, we can amend the budget every day of the week as long as there's a meeting. It's nothing that.
A meeting if the council members are present.
Exactly. When we have a meeting, we can amend the budget next Monday. We can amend the following meeting. That we can amend it.
As of right now, we have not amended any budget. I'm leaving. The figures in the budget are the same.
That's what Mayor Pro Tem doesn't understand. But what I don't like is why she gave the approval to Mr. Garza not to amend the budget when we haven't even negotiated nothing yet. We haven't even negotiated no contracts, and she has no authority to give Mr. Garza authority to amend the budget. That's upon the council. You should know that by now.
It's not, it was not, I had recommended, and the reason I had talked to him, I wanted to know
you said you told him
if any council member has approached him about this, and he had said, of course, no. He has not approached anybody. And I said, okay, because when all of that is done as mayor, and I know, you know what, Council Martinez, I totally understand from the reaction that I get from you, Councilman Lopez and Councilman Flores. I know you totally disapprove of me being mayor, but the bottom line is.
Mayor.
Now you're putting words in our mouth.
No, I'm not putting words in
Yes,
your mouth.
you
No
are.
matter, well, whatever the disapproval is that until a special election is held and the mayor is elected, then we can go forward with everything else. But at this time, any decisions that need to be made, any discussions, because on January the 18th, I was blindsided by you, Councilman Flores and Councilman Lopez. We need to
All I ask,
communicate,
Mayor Pro
and
Tem,
we need to make sure that, because I was not even aware, I had to apologize to Judge Diaz. I was not aware after you had told Norma, and Norma, you told me clearly that Councilman Pablos had told you to not put it on the agenda, to remove it, which was.
No,
Mr.
to remove what was on the packet. That's all I removed, what was on the packet, because no names were ever put on there.
Yeah,
So I
but they,
removed,
on January the 4th,
Yeah,
those
I
two
removed-
names for city operator, Mr. Ferger and Kendall were there. No quorum because it was an in-person.
Mayor Pro
Right.
Tem,
We didn't have another meeting until a special
Until
election
the
meeting on January 11th. And then on the 18th, that's when we went ahead and put in the agenda. That's when we had this meeting. So
Huh?
all I'm saying is that I was blindsided on the 18th about Judge Karen Diaz.
All
Just-
I'm saying, you don't understand what we're talking about.
Hold on, just like
If
the,
I'm not
council-
communicated,
just like the council was blindsided with De Los Santos. Okay, that's a different story. But how long have you been with us, Mayor Pro Tem?
3 years.
3 years, and you still don't know that we can't ask to change agendas. If you put an agenda on the agenda, we cannot ask Norma not to put that on there. You cannot ask me not to put an agenda. I figured by now 3 years you would know that, Mayor Pro Tem.
Well, I figure by now you have more years and as mayor pro tem that you would also communicate some of the items that you are trying. What we need to do, as you had always said, and we as council, is communicate.
Exactly. That's something
And
that your
apparently
cousin
it
and the
didn't
mayor
happen
didn't
on
do.
the 18th because I was
Something that your cousin and the
blindsided.
mayor didn't do, and I wish
I
you
was
start-
blindsided.
I wish you would start representing the city instead of your cousin, the mayor Zambrano, because I
And
mean,
here again, remember, we're all related here in Gregory. And he
I'm
did
not
not
related to
appoint
you.
me. He did not appoint me.
but-
I signed up. I signed up. Because you know why? Because nobody else wanted to take up the challenge.
and who
You were
appointed,
appointed.
and who
What?
appointed you?
what if we just set up a workshop date so we can discuss the judges?
Okay, no,
Well,
no, let's
those
keep
Yeah,
it-
new
no, that's
judges,
what I was gonna do, but
and
right
just-
now,
And then
all we have to
we're all
do,
together, we're all discussing, we can.
Hold on, Norma,
work it
hold
out.
on, Norma. She keeps saying that she
I'm just
wasn't.
saying,
appointed.
yeah,
For the
no,
record, she was
Um,
appointed. She
all
was
I'm saying is
appointed by her
what,
cousin,
when
Mayor
I had
Zambrano.
communicated,
Was she elected by the citizens, Norma?
No, there was only 3 signups.
I
No,
signed
no.
up.
Was she elected by the citizens?
No, but she was
Nobody
appointed
signed
mayor
up?
pro
Was she
tem. by the
appointed by
council.
her cousin, the mayor Zambrano?
They were appointed and she was voted on as mayor pro tem.
Okay, there you go. So she was appointed.
okay,
Okay. God,
Council approval.
Stop making it hard on us.
okay, so on this next agenda is the no resolution. I had put that agenda because I consulted special counsel.
Okay,
So I'm gonna make the discussion and action of adoption of a no confidence resolution removing presiding municipal court judge Patrick Bean.
okay. You need a motion?
Yeah, yes,
I make a motion to table this item.
do I hear a second?
I second it.
Okay, Councilman Lopez seconds. Now, before I make my motion, I have a question for Cynthia. On this motion, since we're a form of government with 5 council members, 2/3 majority take the vote. And in this case, if it's tabled, it's tabled. I'm just asking the question.
For a motion to table, Mayor Pro Tem, it's a simple majority. It doesn't have to be 2/3.
No, okay, I'm just asking a question.
Third is for a special meeting, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay, so the motion was made by Councilman Martinez to table. Second was Councilman Lopez. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay. So with this motion, since it was tabled, we cannot go further with the other agenda items.
Exactly.
No, you can go further.
No, we can't discuss it.
I had requested to table all the items, but you wanted to continue. I didn't want to waste the people's time by going to executive session before, but that's what you wanted. So
No,
now let's move on for the agendas.
we cannot, if we cannot approve the resolution, we cannot go further on the other agenda items. The items have been tabled. If that's been tabled, we can't go for the further ones, correct, Cynthia?
Is that correct, Ms. Trina?
It was just one item.
Well, the problem is that we don't have those openings now, right? Because we have Judge Beam in presiding judge. We have, I'm sorry, the newly appointed judge, associate judge, she's in that associate position. So there isn't, we don't have those vacancies to bump everybody up into those next positions. So they're,
Exactly, exactly.
table.
Ms. Trina. And
Yeah.
that's- and
y'all can
that's-
either bypass them or y'all can table them, whatever y'all want to do with them, but the way they don't work.
Yes, and
Okay.
that's why I had requested in the very beginning, let's table all the items because I knew
Correct.
we need
Okay.
to further discuss this, but Mayor Pro
So
Tem.
all these items have been tabled. Items B, items C, D, and E.
You have to ask for a motion, Mayor Pro Tem,
I already did. You made the motion.
for item
Couns-
B, for item B.
Yeah. You,
for item B.
Councilman Martinez, you made the motion to table. Councilman Lopez second the motion.
For item B,
For B.
Discussion and action of adoptions of the resolution. We already made the motion. I
right?
said all in favor to tabled, and I
Yes, you
said
did.
nay.
Yes, you did, for item
Okay.
B.
So
You
you're,
need a motion to table C, D, and E.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Requesting, you need to request a motion for, to table items C, D, and E.
okay. I thought that's what I had asked. Do I hear a motion? To table items C, D, and E.
Yes, you do. I make motion to table item C, D, and E. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman
wasn't
Martinez
so hard.
tables items C, D, and E. Do I hear a second?
I second it.
Councilman Lopez seconds the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay. Okay, so all of that, we don't have any old business.
You're supposed to agree on us, Mayor. Got me. That's fine. Thank you.
Well, like I was saying, your disapproval that I have, but that's okay. You know, the meetings itself, instead of being respected as council members, you're unbecoming and unprofessional.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
All both
Thank
of
you for
you are.
admitting to that. Thank you for admitting to that.
So the next item on the agendas. Where is it? Reports. Reports were sent, a few of them were emailed. I believe Fire Chief was emailed. I had put my report and so did Norma. And I'm sorry, Kara, you did have a report there.
She's on mute. And I saw the latest email from Norma that there was a supplemental agenda from Kara Rivas, but
Yes.
it never made the action item, so. that's
No,
why-
because we removed that's why I sent out the amended agenda. I removed Kara's item.
Okay,
So I had to amend the agenda.
And I had requested it because there was a misunderstanding as to how it was supposed to be presented. So Miss Kara? Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. If you guys can, if council can just review the responses that were submitted. There's a deadline of Wednesday, February 3rd. And it's either you approve it and we send it in, or you don't approve it and I let them know. So if you guys can get back to Norma about that, or any changes you have on what was submitted to you guys, I can get that done.
Okay. So council members, whatever it is that you decide, if you can send Norma a response, the questions and the answers for that Kara had put in the packet is for you to read, and then whatever decision that you make. Thank you, Kara.
You're welcome. And just so everyone's aware, the request was made to Mayor Pro Tem Reyes, so the responses are going to be from her, but representing the city.
Mhm. That is correct. So that way, whatever, when you read the questions and the responses, if you approve, then send Norma a response. And that way, we can give Kara the answer.
Well, I can give Norma my answer. I don't approve.
Okay. Okay, so if there's any other reports at this time, Chief Gano, I believe you did send your reports through email. I already got your information.
I
Thank you.
emailed them, yes.
I want to add to my report that Augie is no longer going to be with us. He has left, and we may have to advertise to have a position. We're going to have a position open. We're going to have to advertise on this, on his placement to replace Augie. Agustin. Well, I'm used to calling him Augie, but it's Agustin Garza.
I didn't see that in the report, Norma, so he must have just left.
He left today. He left today. He had an accident. He was involved in an accident, and he refused protocol. So he said he'd rather
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, no need to discuss.
Okay.
Okay, so if there were no other reports, are there any future agenda items? Council members?
The splash pad, it's been brought back. So I think we're gonna have a presentation in the next coming meeting, unless he decides or doesn't make time, but the representative from Vortec is wanting to give a presentation to the city of Gregory about adding a splash pad to our city park.
So future agenda item is a presentation.
Yes.
Okay. Councilman Lopez, do you have any future agenda items?
I don't, but I want to ask a question, Norma. Hey, Norma, have you gotten in touch with any electrician on that light on the tower?
Yes, we already issued a PO to McWhorter.
Cool, that's cool.
McWhorter Electric.
Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, so my future agenda item would be, as what we were discussing, about holding a workshop about amending the budget, be it for, at this time for judges, and also what Mr. Garza was telling us on his presentation for a future bookkeeper. That's all that I have. So if there are no other items or future agenda items to post, do I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I make motion to adjourn this meeting at 8:57 p.m.
Okay. Councilmember Martinez makes the motion to adjourn at 8:57. Do I hear a second?
And I second it.
Councilman Lopez seconds the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see you till next time.
Thank you. We'll see you, Chief.